The unthinkable happened. Word spread that a lioness in Kenya's Samburu Reserve had taken an antelope calf alive and was guarding it as her own.
I couldn't believe my ears when I first heard about the adoption. I just thought, you know, that's absolute nonsense. Give it a few hours and that lioness will definitely eat the calf.
Saba Douglas Hamilton is wildlife conservationist for the Save the Elephant Trust. She rushed to the reserve to see for herself the lioness and a baby oryx antelope in one of the oddest animal bonds ever seen.
And all of a sudden, there was this completely unheard of situation on our hands of a predator that had adopted its prey.
She was named Kamanyak, meaning the Blessed One.
I think many people felt that this was, you know, had to be a message from God. This was a miracle. This was, you know, the lion and the lamb laying down together.
Of course, it's a human child and a human baby. And you know, what can you define the abortion procedure?
It's like an abortion would be like, obviously you get pregnant, right? So you've got like a fetus growing in your stomach. So it is a child, it is a person.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not, I don't think that it's physically conscious of itself, you know, it's not aware that it's a living thing yet. Like, you know, that's why they have laws that you're not allowed to abort after a certain, you know, period of months.
Well, actually, in the United States, you can abort till 9 months of pregnancy.
Really? I did not know that.
So, if they're not conscious, like a newborn or like a toddler or less than a toddler, a 6-month-old baby.
I think that when the baby has bones, that's when I would draw it off.
Oh, cool.
It's like, you know, you don't like, because I don't know how exactly the abortion process works, but I know they just suck it out, you know, and I think at the point when you have to start breaking bones to get it out of your body, I think that's wrong. Because at that point, I think it's too far along.
Do you agree when it has a heartbeat, it should still kill the child?
No, I think that if it has a heartbeat, I think that it's still okay after, like, I mean, I don't know, it's just my personal thing, like, you know, just, I don't think it's bad.
Okay, and then just one more question, this is what we're asking everybody. You know it's wrong to kill an individual human being, right?
Yeah.
So, but you disagree that a child or a baby or a human fetus is it's okay if they're in the womb, if they don't have bones?
Well, I mean, I guess it's a moral dilemma for each person to figure out, but me personally, I would not bring a child into the world that I wasn't ready to care for.
So it's the moral dilemma is we don't know whether it's right or wrong to kill individual human being?
Well, I think that's everyone's choice. I mean, like, I think that women should be able to decide if they want to keep their baby or not, and if they don't, I think that they should be able to get rid of it. I mean, it's each woman's choice.
No, I mean like to kill an individual human being.
Okay, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, once they're out, it's definitely wrong.
Definitely wrong.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're aware of their being. Like, you know,
a newborn is still not aware.
No.
No, I mean there's not much different.
You're flipping my opinions here. I have no idea.
I'm adopted, and my biological mother was 17, and so was my biological father. She was 7.5 months pregnant when she decided to go to Planned Parenthood, which is the largest abortion provider in the world, and they counseled her to have a late-term saline abortion, which is a saline salt solution that is injected into the mother's womb. The baby gulps that solution, it burns the baby inside and out, and then she has to deliver a dead baby within 24 hours. And to everyone's great shock and surprise, I didn't arrive dead but alive on April the 6th, 1977 in a Los Angeles County abortion clinic. What's fantastic about this, about the perfect timing of my arrival, is that the abortionist was not on duty yet. So he wasn't even given the opportunity to continue on with his plan for my life, which was death. And so I was delivered alive, as I've already said, after 18 hours. I should be blind, I should be burned, I should be dead. And yet I'm not. You know what is fantastic vindication is the fact that the abortionist had to sign my birth certificate. So I know who he is. And it also says, for any skeptic listening, on my medical records, born during saline abortion. Ha! They didn't win. I've done some research on the man that performed the abortion on me. And his clinics are the largest chain of clinics in the United States of America, and they gross $70 million a year. I read a quote from him at some point several years ago, and he said, "I have aborted over 1 million babies, and I consider it my passion." I tell you these things because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are in an interesting battle, whether we realize it or not, in this world. It is a battle between life and death. What side are you on? You see, we're playing for keeps. We're playing I'm hoping to be hated by the time that I die so that I can feel God about me and understand what it was to be hated. He was hated. Christ was hated. And I know that I'm in a government building, and a beautiful one it is, and I love your country as well as my own. But I know in the age that we live in, it is not at all politically correct to say the name of Jesus Christ in places like this. To bring him into these sorts of meetings, because his name can make people so terribly uncomfortable. But I didn't survive so I could make everyone comfortable. I survived so I could stir things up a bit. Now I am just compelled to say this. If abortion is merely about women's rights, ladies and gentlemen, then what were mine? There was not a radical feminist standing up and yelling about how my rights were being violated that day. In fact, my life was being snuffed out in the name of women's rights.
Leave me out with the waste. This is not what I do. It's the wrong kind of place to be thinking of you. It's the wrong time for some